Hello everyone, my name is Sonny Herman. I'm with cmh3studio, and today we're going to talk about bars and buttons using slice images inside a mobincube. So what are bars in mobincube? Bars are the header and the footer of an app, and what you can do is place tables or images or anything you want in the header bars and the footer bars, so that when the user is flipping from one screen to the next screen, they'll have some consistent navigational buttons at the bottom or titles at the top so that they can navigate around. Like I said, so they're placing them in the header and the footer is where we'll demonstrate this using the classic editor and also showing you in the new editor of mobincube how this works. We'll also show you how I slice the images up using a software called Photo Impact, and you can see how we take one image and we kind of cut it into equal parts so that we can reuse slices of one image into multiple cells of a table, and thus the reason why we break those up is because we can give some navigation to those individual images. And the example app that we're going to look at today is the BTS Beats Blender, and here's some screenshots of BTS Beats Blender. What this app is it plays music from BTS, the vocals from BTS, and it also plays like DJ mix beats down in the navigation down here. It plays different beats that you kind of blend with the BTS vocal. But for today, we're going to talk about the navigational bars that I created down here at the very bottom, and each one of these is a different song, but I wanted to have them all together on one nice cool mixer image here. And so I used one image of the mixer and I sliced it up so that each part of this could be clicked like a button. Whenever we go into the app, I'll show you how I split those up. I also did a slice of this one image so that I can add function to just a portion of the image, and I'll show you how I did that. So let's go to mobincube.com, and what I've done is I've brought up my BTS Blender app, and I'll go ahead and show you this is the new interface. It's got the icon for our app. They gave it a title. We have all the names of our screens. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screens. Did I count that right? Yeah, and these first 5 are all databases that hold songs in them. And I'll show you how we go into the editor and take a look at those screens in the classic mode. So let's go do that now. So this is in the classic editor. We're looking at a database. And so all these databases are the same. I kind of already trimmed this one up, but I'll show you what it looks like before we start. This is with all the banners and stuff on it and the additional video and everything else. It's kind of crowded, but if you scroll down you can see our table with the images that I sliced up, and that's what I wanted to demo for you today. But I could take off the bars and you can see what I'm doing here. So we'll come back to the bars. I just wanted to show you this first how I did this one right here. This is inside the content of the app. It's not a bar itself. I'm just peeling off the bars from this view so you get an idea of what I was talking about. And then I think I also took out the video real quick. Alright, there we go. So what you're looking at here is a series of tables, actually 7 rows of them. And if you click on there, you can see that these are in fact a table with 3 cells, all with 33% width. I know you can't have more than 100, but I also cannot divide 100 by 3 and come out with an even number. So I did 33% on all of these. And you can see each one of the rows here have sliced images or sliced content that I took from one singular image right here. So I'm in Photo Impact. This is a photos editing software that allows people or users to manipulate images and do color correction, and also it allows for slicing, and it uses this slice tool to cut up one image, and then it's going to separate them all out into their own individual picture. So if we go back to mobincube and we look in our I guess this would be our artifacts or our images that we have, you will see there's our mixer. I'll show you that one in a minute. I also did the same thing where I took one image of a mixer and sliced it up. Those are the beats, so those are the MP3s. And of course it's the last one. So these are all individual cuts of this one image here using this tool. And if you take a look, you can see they're all pieces of the puzzle. They're not the whole picture. And so why I did that is because on mobincube I wanted to make a play button have function, and I wanted the previous to have function, and I wanted the next to have function, and then I also wanted to display the name of the song right here as well, and then of course the stop button. So I'm going to put some slices in here, and I'll kind of do them the way I did it the first time. And what I'm trying to do is get nice straight lines so that when I think I wanted to move that one over a bit. Oops, I don't think I meant to do that. I'm looking for the eraser. There it is. There we go. Now I'll just draw that vertical line again. I'll put it right there. And I'll need to fix this one too, because it needs to be to the right of that field right there, or where the text is going to go. Alright, so when you're done slicing this up, and it may take a couple of practice runs, but when you're all done with this, this software allows you to export them out, and I make them all PNG because I just like how PNG works, and plus you can get the transparency of PNG. But it names each cell PNG, PNG, and I guess you could come back and you could name these, you know, 1, 2, 3, and it looks like we got a little something there. I can take care of that. Won't let me do it. Well, you get the idea. And the reason why I'm naming them is so when I go to place them on the mobincube screen, I'll know that, you know, 2 follows 1, 3 follows 2, that kind of thing. And I could keep going here, and I probably skip some lines, but you get the idea. You can name these slices the way you need to, so that when you look at the resource gallery, you'll know which one to do. And I probably didn't do a good job of naming the first time. I think I just said, you know, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, you know, whatever it took to get this done. And so when you're done with this, you can export it out. And I don't remember how to do that for this version. I'm looking over here. I apologize. I guess I should have. This is what Photo Impact version 13, and I got it a couple of months ago, so I don't know where all the pieces are. I think this is actually where I want to be. It's not scanner. Well, I'll figure that out, and I'll add it to the end of this video to know how you actually save those slices out of here. But I guess you're just going to have to trust me that they're all individual files when you're done with the cutting them up. And actually, if I go into here, you can see that they are in fact their own individual file. Alright, enough of that. So what you do is, now when you get your table, so let's say you create a table, you split it into, in this case I'm doing thirds, right? But it should match however you did your slicing on the photo editing software. So you just can do it like this. You can say this has an image, this has an image, and this has an image. And then you just go and dig them out. And this is where the naming of the file helps. And I'm probably going to totally mess this up, but we'll give it a try. And I just put it in the wrong one. That's okay. Let's do it again. I'm hoping that there's something in the name of the file that'll tell me a tip here. Let's see, what number is this? 0. That's no help. Is there a 1? Oh, I think this is the 1. So there's the middle. And this last one should be 2. Alright. Here we go. So this is what I built for this top row. So I could, in theory, just delete that out and move my new row to the top. and take out that space, or it was a line. So you can see, so by taking my sliced images, I can then reconstruct them using this table, and now I can edit a function within a table to do what I'd like it to do. So let me click this again, and so now I can say when the user selects just that cell, nothing around it, none of these do anything, but this one will do the action play, and it will actually play a MP3. And down here in these sections on the left, I'll have a function in here, or an action called previous, which will play the previous track. And on the right, I'll do the next action, which will go to the next track. And in the middle, I had to kind of get creative here. I had to kind of clean this out so I could say the actual name of the track in there. So it's a little bit different, but you can see it has title, and that title is actually the database title. So I'm in Classic Editor. I'm looking at the database view for this database called BTS Songs. And so title, whenever the app plays that title, you'll see those words appear where the title is, right there. And then of course I've got this last one down here that has a function of stop, and it just says stop playing the song that's currently playing. And as you can see, when I did this app, I actually split the word stop. I guess I couldn't avoid it, and so I had to make both this cell and this cell do the stop function. And then that's okay, you can do that. It's not, there's no rules that say you had to have everything inside one cell. So this is taking one image, slicing it up into 27 pieces, and reconstructing it inside this 7 tables. And no one checked my math, because I think I actually told you what is 7 times 3? 21 cells. Not here to do math, folks. I'm just here to show you how to create bars and tables. So let's look at the table for the bottom navigation here. So I'm going to go back to the Classic Editor and show you the bottom bar. So I can click on idle, which is just another one of the song databases. And if I hover over this, I think I can get these to show up. Let's try this one. As you can see, I've been kind of playing with this. I made a copy of the Beats Blender, and this is the one I've been kind of playing with. If you click on this data visualization, you can see that the bars are in fact there. Alright, the blood bar. So I have multiple bars for the different songs, but that was the reason why I had to do multiple bars, is because I wanted to highlight the song that was being selected or is being played. So these are BTS songs here: Fake Love, Idol, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Spring Day, and Ampin' Man. And so in this example, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5-cell wide table. So these are all 20% wide, and I use 3 rows. to make that take that one image, and you'll see that one image on my, we can minimize this. You can see the I guess it would be the mixer with the text on it. I was able to cut this, and I found the original file for this, so this one's already nice and clean. But as you can see, we did two horizontal cuts and 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical cuts to get this nice breakup of like the word fake and love. And we split idle, but I was mainly just trying to get these into a box that I could then put in my navigation at the bottom. So again, like I said, these are just tables, and they have 5 cells in them. They're all going to be 20 wide. Oop. Did I do something there? Somehow I deleted it. I think my mouse is getting low on battery. Alright, there we go. And we would do just like we did on the little beat box there, that black navigation thing. We just drop images into there, and something's happening here that I don't like. Why is it not deleting that cell? Try that again. This is something that you'll get used to with this app, or this mobincube, is the more you do it, I guess the better you get, and hopefully you don't get any errors, just like what happened there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag these images down. Like so. I see what it's doing. It's opening up. It's wanting me to put the picture in there, but I'm not ready for that yet. There we go. Now I can make my selections. So I should have a folder here that has our mixer bar, and let's see if I can do this one better than I did the first time. Okay. So all I'm doing is taking those sliced images and I'm putting them in order, hopefully in order. And I forgot which number I was on. I think it was this one is next. And then the last one will be the one that has the name day in it. This guy. Alright. So this is similar to the one up here. I can take that out. And now I can move this bar to the top, or that table row to the top. And I know it doesn't have the same coloring. That's just because I'm using an older version of this image file, but you get the idea. And so back on the button functionality to these images, I can say when that button is pressed, I want you to go to screen called fake for fake love, and that's going to take it to the screen right over here, fake love. And then if this button is pushed, I think I did that wrong. So let me fix that. So what you want to do is not only select the cell you want, but you specify down here, I wasn't reading this right, the cell property is what I want to go to screen, fake. This is actually faster. Go to screen, idle. Go to screen, blood, sweat, tears. Go to screen, spring. And I know it kind of rolls over, but it's okay. Actually, spring day is going to be the last two here because they share the same destination. And there you go. Alright, so this one bar consists of 3 tables, 3 rows of tables, and there are 5 cells in each table. But it was one image to begin with. And when you're done working on your bar, you can simply close the bar editor right there. And there she is at the bottom. And so I'm going to make sure that you guys understand how that gets down there at the bottom. So I'm going to take it off. This is the blood bar right here because it's on the blood database view. So goodbye bar. And if you want to add it back, you simply grab the blood bar and drag it to the bottom, and you see how it highlights down there? That allows you to drop the bar in there. And there it takes those same 3 rows with 5 columns, just like that, and it places it right there. So one thing else I was going to tell you is you can stack multiple bars on either side, on the top or on the bottom of the app. And I did it on this one because my first bar, my header bar, is actually just the title. Maybe I can find it over here. Oh, it's down at the bottom. So there's my header bar right over here. And all this bar does is it really only has one navigational function. It just wants to go back to the base screen. And the base screen is right here. So on every screen of the app, there's going to be a header bar, and if someone clicks it, it's always going to go to this base screen. Just like the navigations of the footer bar, it'll take it to Fake Love database, it'll take it to the Idle database page. I should say this is only one singular database with all these songs in it. What I guess I'm trying to say is the database screen for each one of these is navigated to. So let's go back to Fake Love, or Blood 2, because I wanted to show you that you can stack multiple bars together. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted this additional vocal player at the top. And so if I go to the bar again and hover over Blood, you can see this is just my vocal tracks where they got the play button on the left and the stop button on the right. And if you wanted to see those up close, you can see that this is a singular table. It's got 20 by then 60, then 20 again. And on this side over here, it plays the audio that is on, that has been selected. and then it'll stop the audio as well. And to stack those, I guess I didn't actually stack them for you. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to delete blood, I'm going to delete header, and you can see they're falling off the top. I can drop header, and that brings it back, and I can drop the blood bar, and it puts it right there. Very nice, huh? Alright, so I'm going to hop back to the new interface so that I could show you how the new interface kind of represents these values. The first thing I got to do is actually refresh the screen so that it can get the latest, because we were in the classic editor before, right? Well, now this screen needs to be able to see those fields as well. So we'll go to home, and so here's our header bar, just like we had on the classic editor. Here is our footer bar, just like we had on the classic editor, and they're represented here. This is your main content area. This is everything in between that is scrollable on the app. And then the header will always remain at the top and will never come off. And just like the footer, will be at the bottom and never come off. So this is how you would add that song bar back to the screen using the new interface. So I'm going to delete the song bar from this screen, which is the home screen, by clicking the trash can button at the top. And I can go to bars, and I have a lot of bars, so you have to actually use this button, right? This one that it just has other, it means all the other ones that are there, and you simply drag that to where the bottom bar was. And it didn't do it like I was expecting to. Let's do a refresh. See if the bottom bar shows up. This kind of goes back to my conversation about the classic editor and the new interface. Both have their pros and cons. Well, I think this one might be a con for the new interface at this point. Now, the new interface is, trust me, the folks at mobincube are always making improvements and getting stuff straightened out. So I think I'll just go ahead and try it again. See if I can actually just drop it this way. It didn't like that. Let's try it on the bar again. And it keeps wanting to give me a name on the bar, which I don't like. It should still work. Let's go to our classic editor. Let's go back to our good old standard. And we'll use this navigation tool to get this taken care of. We'll get rid of that test. And we can then, oh, it kind of froze up on me. Well, I think you kind of get the idea of how to create bars and move them around. Looks like it freed itself up. That looks like all the bars that it tried to create. See, I think that's the easier way of doing it. We'll let it catch up. There it goes. It dropped it in there just fine. Alright. I think we're going to try something now. We're going to try doing a quick demo. So this is how you, let me go back. This is how you can create a one-off, a one version copy of your app that you've been working on down here. And you can do this step right here. create Android demo, and mobincube software will then start processing your request, and it takes probably about 3 to 4 minutes to create the APK, which is what Androids use for their installation. An APK is just like a zipped version of all the necessary pieces that normally you would have to have created, the manifest file and all the images, all of that app information. It's compiling for you. And so this will run and it'll turn green when it's ready to download, and then we'll actually download it from the web address they have. And I can also show you that to do this same demo request from the classic editor, you just click on that button. I'll have to show you. I'll have to log out and come in the classic editor to show you the same thing. So let me actually log out. So when I log in this time, it should take me directly to the classic editor. I don't think I wanted to click publish. But just while I'm here, I guess I can show you. This is how you publish to when you're done doing all your editing and you've tested it all out, you'll come to this publish button here, and there's the same thing on the new interface of how to do this. But this is where you would publish to mobincube and then publish to your Google Play account. And then, of course, if you were doing an App Store copy for iPhone and iPad, you would click that button there. So this is the demo button that I was going to show you. And so similar to the new interface, it shows you its processing and how, it doesn't tell you how long, but it kind of gives you an idea that things are still moving and still going on. And I believe, I'm hoping that this is it right here. So I'm going to go to here. So what I got going on here, this is the Knox Android emulator. I think I've talked to you guys in the past about emulators. I use these emulators that run on the PC because to me that's the fastest way of doing your developing and testing. And so what I'm doing here, I guess I should show you what I was doing. I opened up the browser of the emulator and I pasted in, this is the web address that mobincube gives you when it's done compiling. And you just place that address into there. And this is just like downloading an app from not the Google Play Store. So you may have to, if you're using your own personal cell phone to do your testing, you may have to allow, there's like a user setting that will allow installs from unknown sources. You'll have to do that to actually pull it from the mobincube website. So this is going to download, and we'll see I'll show you how this kind of turned out. And it's not the copy, so that's concerning me. I don't think we actually got the one that we were working on. I think this is a different version. So let's try that again. Because I see how it's got the word copy in there, and our Knox was not showing that. I think I had a old previous demo request link saved in the cache of this. So we'll actually just get out of this. And so this is the, like I said, the Knox Android emulator. And what I do to retrieve that single version, that demo version from mobincube, is just clicking on the browser there and actually typing in. And it's going to give us a new address whenever it's done. So let's just go back and take a look at what I was going to cover. What are bars in mobincube? I think I've done that. The bars are non-movable items that you can place at the top or the bottom of the app. You have them because it's easy and it's nice to put all the navigation from one page to the other at the bottom of the app in the footer. I guess you could do it in the header, but a lot of people just put them in the footer and kind of give the navigation down there. I used sliced images, and I used them for buttons, and I used sliced images for that player, if that's what you want to call it, the Beats player. And so that's good there. We're still running some time on that. So I'll just think I'll just wait it out. We'll see how long this takes. It should take only a few more minutes. It doesn't seem that, the more screens you have, it takes longer, or, if you only had one screen, it would take less. It all seems to kind of take about the same amount of time. I do wish there was like a, what do you call it, a percent complete value that I could see. That would probably be a nice improvement that one could request. And I guess I could, while this is also going on, I can tell you again about mobincube, the community. So if I go to help and to the community, well, here in the help you can read announcements, introductions. This is a great place to get information on how this works. There are some definite tips on how to build things in here. The community, though, is I like, because it's folks like you and me who are working with the app, working with the software, and we're trying different things, and just questions that a lot of people have, like account login, and they got problems. You can write them here, and not only do mobincube support read them, but also other users like myself can read them, and you can contribute your information to the community, and that just helps that grow, and it helps everyone gain more knowledge about what they're doing. So I feel like we're close. I just know as soon as I pause this video, it's going to pop right up. So what else can I show you? I guess while we're here, we can look at tools. So depending on your version, your account, you can have access to the cloud. You can monetize your app. You can use Firebase Analytics to it. You can use the App Store optimization tools that'll help you create screenshots from your app. You can also learn about creating good recognizable keywords that you can put in your Google Play Store information screen, and then you can also get statistics on your app as well. And we're just still waiting for it to finish. Alright, well, it's gonna make me wanna stop this, and then as soon as it gets done, I will come right back. And I knew it would do it as soon as I hit pause, not even 30 seconds later. So I've stopped the music because I want to show you in the demo here of what this app does. Because it has audio, I'm going to let you hear the audio. So all I've done is copied and pasted that new demo link, and you can see now that we have the correct version of our demo. And you just walk through the same steps as you would if you were downloading any app. You just go through the screen. It'll say what this app has access to, and you'll see all that here. It's downloading now. So this is just like if you had your phone, but I don't know if you saw in the last tutorial I made, I was using my phone for the demoing of an app, and sure enough, I get a phone call. I think it was my doctor's office actually calling to see if I'm still coming to my appointment, which I didn't listen to and then forgot about and didn't go to, so I guess I got to reschedule that. This app does contain a lot of songs, so it is a little bit larger in file size than I usually create, because it has all the I think it was 10 different beats and the 5 different BTS songs. This is why it's taking a little longer than normal just to get it downloaded. But we'll see here in a minute. $5%. What's up with that? That's not right. Something's messed up here. I think I kind of complained about it last time. I am just not happy with any emulators I've ever used to date. BlueStack kept giving my computer virus warnings. This Knox I thought was working pretty good for a while, but it's starting to slow down, and I really just don't understand why it's taking as long as it's taking. Because there is no way that I've got crappy internet right now. There's no way it should be taking this long. I don't know what's going on. That's not good. Thought we're paying for like 1,000 here. Try that again. You better get up there and stay up there. That's what I thought. So why are you taking as long as you're taking? This doesn't make any sense at all. Pausing video again, waiting for it to download. Alright, we're back, and it finally finished downloading. So we'll go ahead and install it on the Knox emulator. This is just like you're installing it from Google Play. And then we'll launch the app and see what our tutorial that we did on our Beats Blender copy, how that kind of looks, and maybe click on some of the buttons at the bottom. You can see it navigate around on the screen. I think this emulator is passable at best. It's just not what I'm looking for. Maybe I'll just have to download Android Studio and use the emulator from Android Studio when I go to demo these apps for you guys. There's that splash screen. I think I talked to you about that before. So here's our splash screen, has all that, and here's our first navigator at the bottom. So if we click on this one right here, this is a link, and it'll take us to our database page. This is the Spring Day database page, and there's our table. Remember all those rows there? Well, now it looks nice and seamless on this screen here. And remember how we added the play function here? It's going to play this particular beat. This will navigate us to the next beat. So if I click on that, it'll take us to this simply hip hop beat. So if I click play, hopefully you'll be able to hear it on the app. And I don't hear it through here, so that's a problem. Yeah, I think this player, let me see if I can figure this out while we're here. Sorry, it's just, you know, some of the fun stuff that we deal with. And I don't hear it. I'm hoping that you guys hear it. And that just is one more frustrating thing about these emulators. They don't always work as designed. That part's there, but I don't hear the actual app playing, which is frustrating.
Who goes?
Yeah, I heard that. And so it should have played this in the app. Well, I guess you're just going to have to use your imagination that it was actually playing that song here, and that's how I can control the music. And of course, if I hit stop, it would stop the music, and then the navigational links here at the bottom will take us to the next database form, and that's it. So I'm going to end this stream, or in this recording, and I'm hoping you found something that you learned here, or that I was able to teach you something about navigation and using sliced images in those navigations. And hopefully you understood what I did and how I made that happen by adding rows into our tables, and splicing taking the splice images and putting in there, and then giving them action whenever they are clicked. So I appreciate your time, and you guys all have a good day, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.